Hey guys, in today's video we're going to take you through another 12-week transformation with my client Sarah, who managed to drop 10 centimeters off her waist in just 12 weeks. So if you watch this for the entire video, we're going to show you exactly step by step, week by week, what her macros were, what her steps were, what her training was like, and how she got the results that she did. Now, if you're new here, my name is Shannon from Shannon Bellows Fitness, and I'm here to make weight loss as easy and simple as possible. So if you're interested in those kind of videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now we're gonna get straight into the video, guys. So with Sarah, she is a 39-year-old female. She's 163 centimeters tall. Her starting weight was 64 and her final weight was 56.9. Her upper waist was 72.5 and her ending waist was 67, but the most change that she had was on her lower waist, which was 80.5 to start with, and then she finished on 70 centimeters. So if you've been following my stuff and if you watched my previous video, which I'm going to link above for you, the importance of tracking your waist measurements. We don't really care too much how much the body weight changes, provided that the measurements keep coming down each week. Now her training program was 2 full body weight training sessions per week because she was also training for a marathon at the time. So yes, she was training for a marathon, she was doing weight training, and she managed to get lean at the same time. Her average daily steps were about 12,000 to 15,000 per day, and then occasionally she had a big spike in steps depending on what her marathon training involved. Her recommended calorie target was 1,450 per day, and then a protein target of about 100 grams per day. Now, I'm not very particular in having exact macros and exact calories, it's more of a range. So if she's gone slightly above or below these numbers, that's fine. As long as the data's showing that she's losing weight each week, then I'm perfectly happy with that. Now, having a look at the first 2 weeks of our coaching, we had her on 1,413 calories on week 1, 88 grams of protein, average body weight. So you take your body weight 7 days of the week, divided by 7, and then it gives you your average, was 62.9, and then her lower waist was 80.5 centimeters. And then on week 2, she was on pretty much exactly the same calories, 1,460, 81 grams of protein, average body weight of 62. So she's gone down about a kilogram worth of weight, and her lower waist has actually come down 1.5 centimeters, which is huge. So as you can see in her first week's photos, her second photos are a little bit different lighting and the clothing is a little bit different. So if you are taking photos, try and take them in the same position, same day, same time each week. Make sure you have the same artificial lighting if possible, and if possible, try and have the same clothing. This was more of a once-off, but as you'll see, she took really good photos for the rest of the program. Now, as you can see, she is already starting to lose a little bit of body fat, and this goes to show that even within a couple of weeks time frame, if you stick to your calories, you can still get really good results in a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks time. Now moving on to weeks 3 and week 4, we have a little bit less calories this week, 1,393, 67 protein, 61.3 average body weight, and the lower waist was 79 centimeters. So we did go up a tiny bit on the lower waist. However, the weight went down. And again, this is the importance of tracking both your waist and your weight measurements. If one goes down but the other one doesn't, that's fine. You're still heading in the right direction. We don't change anything. Week number 4, 1,482 calories on average. Protein was 82 grams, 60.4 average body weight per week. So her body weight has gone down again, and her lower waist has gone down to 77. So that's a new low, as well as a new low for her average body weight. So she's really smashing these first 4 weeks. Now, having a look at the photos, you can definitely see she's starting to lean down by week 4. Week 4 to week 5 is usually when you can really start to see some visual differences in your photos, provided you're taking good photos. Her love handle area around the hips is definitely coming down quite a lot. Belly at the front, she's starting to get a lot more definition through her abs. And then the front photos are also looking really good as well. Now weeks 5 and week 6, we had a little bit higher calories this week, so 1,511 calories on week 5, 60.4 on the average body weight, so we didn't lose any weight this week. However, our lower waist had a huge drop, which was 74 centimeters. So this just goes to show you, if you're only tracking your weight and you weren't tracking your waist measurements, you would have looked at that and said, you haven't lost anything this week. But clearly, physically, if you're a smaller person, you must be losing body fat. and she's had a huge drop on her lower waist. And then week 6, we have 1,482 calories, 79 grams of protein for the average for the week, average body weight of 59.7, so her body weight has now caught up, and she's also had another drop on her lower waist measurement. Now here are her week 6 photos. Definitely coming down in the lower waist. As you can see, that's where most of her measurements are changing. Her upper waist is still definitely coming down as well. Now her side photos are looking really good too. The tummy that comes over the pants a little bit is also coming down, and her front is looking much leaner. Now moving on to the next 2 weeks, we've got week 7 and week 8. So again, a little bit higher calories, not too much, 1,511 average for the week, 86 grams of protein, average body weight of 59.3, and then 73 for the lower waist. So there wasn't too much change in the lower waist, which is okay because we did have some really big drops the past 1 to 2 weeks, but her average body weight has still come down. Now, if you look at her week 8, she had 1,484 calories, 84 grams of protein, 58.9 average body weight. So she's come down about 1 kilogram in the average body weight, and she's then dropped another centimeter on her lower waist, which is huge. If you can lose anywhere from 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter per week on your upper or your lower waist, that is really good progress. You don't want it any faster or any slower than that. Having a look at her week 8 photos, her lower hips area is leaning down even more. Her belly, again, the part that comes over the front of the pants, definitely coming down a lot. And her front photos, she's actually starting to get a little bit of ab definition through the obliques as well. Now week 9 and 10 was a little bit of a busier week for Sarah just because she had the lead into her marathon. So we had a little bit less on the average weigh-ins, and we didn't have any photos this week, but we still tracked our calories because we're consistent. So 1,424 calories, 65 grams of protein, so it wasn't as much protein this week. Lower waist was pretty stagnant this week, so 72 centimeters. And then on week 10, we had 1,542 calories, 89 grams of protein, average body weight. Again, we didn't track it, but we had a big drop in the lower waist. So even if you didn't track your weight, and I saw those numbers and your waist was continually going down every single week, that's fine. You don't even need to track body weight. But it does help when you track both. The more data that we have, the more we can see into how your progress is going over time. Now, again, we didn't have any photos this week, so we're gonna jump right into week 12 and we're gonna see how she went then. So the final 2 weeks, we had 1,500 calories, a little bit lower protein than I ideally would want them to be, but that's okay. Average body weight of 58.4 for the week, and a lower waist of 70, so we didn't change in the lower waist at all. And then on week 12, we had a little bit higher calories, 1,708, 67 grams of protein, 58.3 average body weight for the week. So we dropped a tiny bit, and then a lower waist of 70 centimeters. So as we pretty much finished the marathon, a lot of the steps started to come down. The calories went up slightly, and it just goes to show you that calories in, calories out is what works. So if your steps drastically drop and your activity drops and your calories increase, then the deficit isn't there as much. So, and then having a look at her final photos, she's made really good progress. So as you can see from her back photos, all the visible fat that's coming over the top of the shorts, gone. The front belly is literally completely gone, and she's got really good abs and oblique definition coming in on her front photos as well. 10 centimeters off your waist in 12 weeks is amazing progress. Even though her total weight come down about 7 to 8 kilograms, because she lost 10 centimeters off her waist, she was much closer to losing 10 kilos of body fat. Not only that, she also was training for a marathon at the same time, and she managed to stay relatively consistent the whole way through. There were no foods off limits for the entire program. She ate whatever food she liked within her calorie range, and she was able to stay social with friends and family at the same time. Now, if you need help, I'll leave the coaching link for my one-to-one services below. And if you have any questions about this program, or if you have any questions about coaching, pop them in the comments below, because I do reply to every single one. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.